told y'all about that time real estate made me cry in Target. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty. And y'all, today I have to tell you a story about when I first got started in this business, but it definitely shaped me. It hurt, but it shaped me to be the agent that I am today. But first, I need you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That way you are updated every time I post new content. So let me tell you, I have been a real estate agent for a couple years now. And just getting started, I was so eager, so excited, and everything that I thought real estate would be, it was not. Don't get me wrong, I love this profession and it has been so rewarding, but y'all, it's really, really hard. One time in particular, I met a potential client at an open house, and I thought that we hit it off really well. I answered her questions. She was interested in selling her home in the very near future and purchasing a home in an area that I consider myself to be an expert on. So I just knew that I had this one in the bag. She invited me to her home to do a listing appointment. And at the time, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea what I was doing. I just was so eager to help her because I knew that I could, and I just wanted to. And I just wanted to get started in the business. Went to her home, things went really well. We had a nice conversation. I felt that she liked me, I liked her, things were good, but she needed some time to think about it. But have you ever just felt like she needs to think about it, but I know I got this one? Like, yeah. Y'all, communicated with her back and forth, and one day, probably 2 weeks after our initial meeting, I was walking in Target and she sent me a text. And it said something along the lines of, "You're such a nice person, but I've decided to go with someone else." Y'all, I was literally in Target walking around looking at my text with tears streaming down my face. I bet people thought that a dog died or I just lost someone, but that rejection that I felt right then and there, I took it so personally instead of understanding that that was just a part of the deal. But let me tell you what ended up happening with that particular client. She ended up listing her house with someone else, and I kept up with the house. We would text each other periodically. She ended up selling that house, and it was okay, but I still wanted to provide value, let her know that I would always be a resource for her. And y'all, guess what? About a year and a half later, she sent me a text message and said, "Hey, do you remember me? I'm buying a house in your area and I'm buying it with you." So what was my lesson? Is that even though I was so disappointed and so hurt, still continuing to provide value and not take it personally, to continue to truck along in the business, that business came back to me. And to date, it was one of the best transactions I ever had. And I was so happy to help her find her forever home. So if you're a real estate agent, you will get discouraged. It will be hard some days. And actually, if you're in any field, when you're trying something and you're stepping out on faith, it's gonna get hard. And you might even break down and cry in Target like I did. And even if you do, you can do it. Keep trucking. And if you want a real estate agent who is not afraid to cry in Target, call me.